This was 7 years in the making for me, something that I've wanted since I was a child. Not a baby per se, but it's something that I wanted since I started sixth form. I made a decision to start law right after sixth form. And when I made a decision, I wasn't sure if law would be for me, as there were many variables to consider. Finances, the difficulty, the amount of years. Those things all seemed to deter me from becoming an attorney. But when I started it, I realized that things happen when they're meant to happen. And as long as you have faith and you persevere, anything is possible. Even the impossible things seem possible after it's finished. So when I started making my decision, I asked myself, what can I see myself doing in 10 years? And at the time, I had so many options. I could have done accounting, I could have done economics, I could have done business studies. But then in 10 years' time, from that time, I only saw myself doing one thing, and it was being an attorney at law. Perhaps it was because I love to argue. Perhaps it was because I like to read. I'm not sure what piqued my interest particularly, but I just knew that at that time, law was for me. Perhaps the faith that people had in me was what motivated me the most to push through. Because, of course, there were times when I doubted myself, as everyone would. And there were times when I thought that maybe law wasn't for me. But knowing that there are persons cheering for you, rooting you on, and ensuring that you have everything you need is more than motivating enough to want to persevere. I would say to stay the course. As I said so many times before, there will be instances when you think that this is not for you. There will be a million reasons not to do something. But as long as you have the intention to, and as long as you're willing to start, I would suggest that you start. Actively pursue your dreams, and then everything will fall into place right after. Of course, you have to persevere, you have to work hard, you have to be willing to commit to the law because it's not an easy task, but it's certainly doable. Recently, I've not definitively decided on what area of law I want to practice, and that is only because every year at my University of Guyana and law school, the area of law somehow changes. So in first year, I was interested in criminal law, and then I began liking human rights law. And because law is so nuanced, I don't want to deny myself the benefit of perfecting my area of practice. So my undertaking is to take a few time, a year or a few months rather, and dip my toes in all the areas of law. And whichever one I find myself most passionate in and probably the best in might be my area of specialty. So in about a year or so, I will update you on that.